The morning sun filters through the mountains as Jack prepares his motorbike for an important journey. Tien gently strokes her growing belly, noticing how much it has changed since their last visit. What will the doctor reveal today? Is there more to this blessing than they imagined? Join us as we witness a moment that will change their lives forever. Jack carefully wheels the motorbike to the front of their small house, his eyes full of tenderness as he watches Tien step out. She moves slowly now, one hand protectively cradling her belly, the other gripping the door frame for support. The morning air is crisp and fresh, carrying the scent of pine trees and wild flowers from the surrounding mountains. "Are you ready, my love?" Jack asks softly, helping her settle onto the back seat. He has placed extra cushions there, wanting to make the journey as comfortable as possible for his wife and their precious cargo. Tien nods, wrapping her arms gently around Jack's waist. As they begin their journey down the winding mountain roads, she rests her cheek against his back, feeling the steady rhythm of his breathing. The motorbike moves slowly, carefully navigating each curve and bump. Jack drives with the utmost caution, as if he's carrying the most fragile treasure in the world. The landscape unfolds around them like a living painting. Terraced rice fields cascade down the hillsides, their emerald green surfaces reflecting the morning light. Water buffalo graze peacefully in the distance, and farmers are already at work, their conical hats bobbing among the crops. This is the land that has witnessed Tien's transformation from a broken, homeless woman to a beloved wife carrying new life. As they ride, Tien's mind drifts back to their first hospital visit, when the doctor confirmed her pregnancy. She remembers the overwhelming joy mixed with disbelief. After everything she had endured, the abuse, the rejection, the nights spent in dilapidated shelters, she had never imagined she would know such happiness. Jack had given her more than just a home. He had given her hope, dignity, and a future filled with love. Halfway through their journey, Jack pulls over near a small roadside shrine. "Let's rest for a moment," he says, helping Tien off the bike. He pulls out a bottle of water from his bag and hands it to her, watching as she drinks slowly. "How are you feeling? Is the baby moving?" he asks, his hand reaching out to touch her belly. Tien smiles, placing her hand over his. "Yes, I can feel little movements. It's like butterflies dancing inside me." What she doesn't mention is the unusual intensity of the activity, as if there might be more happening inside her than they know. Jack kneels down and speaks softly to her belly. "Little one, we're going to see the doctor today. Be good for your mama, okay?" His voice is filled with such pure love that Tien feels tears prick her eyes. They continue their journey, the road growing busier as they approach the town. Jack navigates through the increasing traffic with the same careful attention, never rushing, always protective. Tien tightens her grip around his waist, feeling both nervous and excited about what the doctor might say today. The hospital building finally comes into view, a modest structure that serves the entire mountain region. Jack parks the motorbike in the shade and helps Tien dismount. Her legs are slightly stiff from the journey, and he supports her weight as they walk slowly toward the entrance. "Whatever the doctor says, we'll face it together," Jack whispers, squeezing her hand reassuringly. Tien nods, taking a deep breath as they step through the hospital doors, not knowing that their world is about to change in the most beautiful way. The waiting room is filled with other expectant mothers and their families. Jack finds Tien a comfortable seat near the window and sits beside her, his hand never leaving hers. They watch the minutes tick by, each moment building the anticipation in their hearts. "Li Tien," the nurse finally calls out. Jack helps his wife stand, and together they walk into the examination room. The doctor, a kind woman in her 50s with warm eyes and a gentle smile, greets them warmly. "Good morning, Mrs. Lai. how have you been feeling since your last visit? The doctor asks, gesturing for Tien to lie down on the examination table. A bit more tired than before, doctor, Tien admits. And I feel like my belly has grown quite a lot in just a few weeks. The doctor nods thoughtfully. Let's take a look, shall we? She applies the cold gel to Tien's belly and begins the ultrasound examination. Jack stands close by, his eyes fixed on the screen, trying to make sense of the black and white images dancing across it. The room falls silent except for the soft whirring of the ultrasound machine. The doctor moves the transducer slowly across Tien's belly, her expression focused and serious. Minutes pass and she says nothing, her eyes narrowing slightly as she examines something on the screen more closely. Jack feels his heart beginning to race. The silence is becoming unbearable. Doctor, is everything all right? He asks, his voice tight with worry. The doctor doesn't answer immediately. She adjusts the machine, measures something on the screen, then moves the transducer to a different position. Tien reaches for Jack's hand, squeezing it tightly, her own anxiety rising. Then slowly, a smile spreads across the doctor's face. She looks up at the young couple, her eyes twinkling with joy. Congratulations, both of you, she says warmly. Both babies are developing beautifully. There's a moment of stunned silence. Tien and Jack stare at the doctor, certain they must have misheard. I'm sorry, doctor, did you say both babies? Jack stammers, his face pale with shock. The doctor's smile widens. Yes, Mr. Jack. You're going to be parents to twins. Look here. She turns the screen toward them, pointing. This is baby number 1, and here, this is baby number 2. Can you see? 2 little hearts beating strongly. Tien gasps, tears immediately streaming down her face. Twins? She whispers, her voice breaking with emotion. 2 babies. Jack stands frozen, his mouth open, unable to form words. His eyes dart between the doctor and the screen, where he can now clearly see 2 distinct forms, 2 tiny hearts, pulsing with life. The sound of their dual heartbeats fills the room, a symphony of new life. We 2 babies? Jack finally manages to speak, his voice cracking. He looks down at Tien, whose face is a mixture of shock, joy, and tears. Without thinking, he leans down and kisses her forehead, then her tear-stained cheeks, then her lips. My love, we're having twins, he says, his own eyes now wet with tears of happiness. The doctor gives them a moment to absorb the news before continuing. Now, I need to explain some important things to you both. Twin pregnancies require extra care and attention. Mrs. Lai, you're going to feel more tired than women carrying a single baby. Your body is working twice as hard. Tien nods, barely able to focus on the doctor's words. 2 babies, 2 little lives growing inside her. She can hardly believe it. The doctor continues, her tone becoming more serious. You'll need to pay special attention to your nutrition. You're eating for 3 now, not 2. Plenty of protein, iron, calcium, and folic acid. I'll give you a detailed diet plan. And rest, lots of rest. No heavy work, no lifting, no prolonged standing. Jack nods vigorously, mentally taking notes of everything. Doctor, I'll make sure she follows all your instructions. I'll hire help for the farm work. Tien won't do anything strenuous, I promise. That's good, the doctor says approvingly. You'll also need to come for checkups more frequently. Twin pregnancies need closer monitoring. But don't worry too much. From what I can see today, both babies are healthy and growing well. You're about 16 weeks along now, and everything looks perfect. She prints out several ultrasound images showing both babies and hands them to the couple. Jack holds the pictures with trembling hands, staring at the images of his 2 children. Tien can't stop touching her belly, marveling at the knowledge that 2 little souls are nestled inside her. 2 babies? She whispers again, as if trying to make it real by saying it aloud. Jack, we're having 2 babies. Yes, my love, Jack replies, his voice thick with emotion. 2 beautiful blessings. Our family is going to be even more perfect than I dreamed. The journey home feels completely different from the morning ride. Jack drives even more slowly and carefully now, hyper-aware that he's protecting not 1, but 2 precious lives. Every bump in the road, every turn, is navigated with extreme caution. Tien sits behind him, one hand gripping his waist, while the other rests on her belly, still trying to comprehend the miraculous news. I can't believe it, Jack, she says softly, speaking over his shoulder. 2 babies. How did we get so blessed? Jack glances back briefly, his face radiant with joy. You deserve all the happiness in the world, Tien. After everything you've been through, this is fate's way of making things right. 2 babies means double the love, double the laughter, double the joy. But beneath his excitement, Jack's mind is already racing with concerns and plans. Twin pregnancies are more complicated, the doctor had emphasized. Tien will need constant care and support. He'll need to reorganize his entire work schedule. His construction company will have to run with more delegation so he can be home more often. I'm a bit scared, Jack, Tien admits quietly. What if I can't take care of 2 babies at once? What if I'm not strong enough? Jack immediately pulls over to the side of the road. He turns around and takes both of Tien's hands in his. Listen to me, my love. You are the strongest woman I know. You survived things that would have broken most people. You built yourself up from nothing. If anyone can handle this, it's you. And you won't be alone. I'll be there every step of the way. Mother Loy will be thrilled to help. And you know Uncle Dung will do anything for our family. Tien manages a small smile. Mother Loy is going to be so excited. She's been wanting grandchildren for so long, and now she's getting 2 at once. She'll probably cry with joy, Jack laughs. And Uncle Dung will probably start building cribs and toys immediately. You know how he is. They continue their journey, talking about the future. Jack shares his plans to hire a helper for the farm work, ensuring Tien doesn't have to lift a finger. No more carrying vegetables to the market. No more bending over to plant seeds. Your only job now is to rest and keep our babies healthy. But Jack, I can't just sit around doing nothing for months, Tien protests gently. You won't be doing nothing. You'll be growing 2 human beings. That's the hardest work there is, Jack responds firmly. Besides, you can still manage things, give instructions, keep the accounts, but no physical labor. That's non-negotiable. As their small house comes into view, Tien feels a wave of emotion. That humble dwelling, built by Jack's own hands when she had nowhere to go, now holds so much love. Soon it will be filled with the sounds of babies crying, laughing, learning to walk and talk. The thought is overwhelming in the most beautiful way. Jack helps her off the motorbike and guides her into the house. The afternoon sun streams through the windows, bathing everything in golden light. He settles her on their bed, propping pillows behind her back. Rest now, he says softly. I'm going to prepare something nutritious for you to eat. Remember what the doctor said about proper nutrition. Tien watches him leave, her heart full to bursting. She places both hands on her belly and speaks quietly. Hello, my little ones. Your papa and I just found out there are 2 of you today. We're so happy you're both here. We're going to love you so much, give you everything we never had. You're going to grow up with love, security, and happiness. I promise you that. As evening falls over their mountain home, Jack and Tien sit together on their simple wooden bench outside, watching the sun paint the sky in shades of orange and pink. Jack's arm is wrapped protectively around his wife, while her hands rest on her belly, already showing the subtle movements of the two lives within. Their journey has been remarkable. From Tien's darkest days of abuse and homelessness to this moment of pure joy, it seems almost like a fairy tale. But it's real. Every hardship they faced, every tear shed, every struggle overcome has led them to this beautiful present. The news of twins brings new challenges, certainly. Twin pregnancies require extra care, more medical attention, and greater preparation. But with Jack's unwavering love and support, Mother Loy's wisdom and care, and Uncle Dung's practical help, they have a strong foundation to build upon. These two babies are more than just blessings. They're symbols of hope, of second chances, of love's power to heal and transform. As Tien and Jack sit in the fading light, they know that whatever lies ahead, they'll face it together, as a family. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. Please subscribe to follow Tien and Jack as they prepare to welcome their twin blessings. Like and share if this story touched your heart, and let us know in the comments what names you think would be perfect for the babies. See you in the next chapter of their beautiful story.